Well, hello everyone, welcome back to some more F1 2021 My Team, and today we are here for the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm very excited about this one, guys, and we're going to try and do some decent overtakes in the race. If you guys missed the previous episode, round 2 at Spain, then go check it out. I'll leave it linked up in the top right, guys. And if you're going to enjoy this episode, then leave a like. It massively helps me out, guys, with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more. We're on the way to 70k, and then after that, who knows? I am hoping for 100k towards the end of the year. But in the background, you can see we have our updated car. If you didn't know, in the last episode, we actually unlocked our first sponsor, and it's Zinetto 1987, I believe, and they're going to give us some pretty decent money, so I've had to put them on the car and update things a little bit in regards to the livery. Now this weekend, as you can see, we have the weather forecast, which promises to be dry. We also have some upgrades on the car, one for the aero and one for the engine. We've also got a couple more upgrades on the way, but first of all, we look at the progression chart, and I've used this one for a change, just to kind of highlight where we are. We're not too far off Alpine. I think they're the next rivals, and it's a bit of a step to Ferrari, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to try and remedy that by bringing more aero updates and more engine updates in the next couple of races. But with that said, we move into Friday practice at Monaco, and my goodness me, it took me a while to get used to this track. Monaco's different this year, and also the AI seem to have been improved a bit more in regards to pace. They're not as easy to beat around here as they have been historically. Now, I got stuck behind Mazepin in the race strategy program, so I absolutely yeeted one up the inside of Mirabeau, and possibly foreshadowing the future in the race, things that could happen, and getting a bit of overtaking practice in. So yeah, I did the race strategy and the qualifying test. I actually done the time management via the quick practice option, which is in game this year. So kind of mixing both variations of practice program in there, and we managed to score over 750 points. Not just that, we also got some massive discounts, as you can see, on plenty of durability parts. So very excited about this, because we are going to be able to put these on at an incredibly discounted price, and that's going to be massive for us heading forward. So yeah, big fan of that, and a very successful Friday practice session. The most points I think we've ever scored in any practice so far in this series, and on top of that, getting some huge discounts is going to be very tasty. Now we move to qualifying, and more specifically into qualifying 1, and you're going to see what I mean by the AI's improved pace, because this time last year on F1 2020, I was still able to, I believe, get Q3 with the My Team car, and the My Team car back then was far worse than the car that I'm driving right now. The car I had a year ago was actually second from bottom, I believe. So yeah, you can see here, I actually got wing damage in my first qualifying lap. I still pushed on though, because I didn't feel like it cost me...
Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
I didn't feel like it cost me a massive amount of time, and I just wanted to get a lap time on the board, and we set a 1 minute 9.9, and we only go P17, which is quite concerning. Last year I probably would have got away with that, crash, but you guys can enjoy this up. This was my best lap in Q1, so let's see if it's enough to move us out of the drop zone. And there we go, across the line. We go P14 with a 1 minute 9.5. I kept on pushing, trying to get more lap time out of the car, and I was going faster, but you can see we go purple in sector 2, but now through here, I do a Charles Leclerc, I hit the inside wall, pick up wing damage again, and that's going to be it for us in Q1. And now we're just going to hope that the lap we done last time was enough to get us through, and the answer is yes, it was. Luckily, we go through in P15, Christian Lundgaard out in P19, unfortunately again, but Q2 again for us, 3 in a row. We've done it in every single race so far, and we're yet to be knocked out in Q1. So very, very happy with that one. Lucky to get away with the mistakes, and we're going to see if we can try and improve. I don't feel like there's a lot more pace in the car, to be honest with you. I think a low 9 is about as fast as we can go around here, so we're going to see if we can try and find that pace. Now in Q2, I was running a bit low on tyres, so I tried my luck on the mediums. And to be fair, the lap itself was actually pretty good. I really, felt happy with it. But then again, just there, I brushed the wall. And then again, the second time around, I hit the swimming pool wall on the right-hand side. And that gave us serious wing damage. I basically gave myself very minor damage by doing the Leclerc mistake again. And then that understeer going through the left meant that I went straight into the wall. So, yeah, we had to go on soft tyres. And this was my first push lap. Now, what I'd done for this one, I actually went for 2 out laps so that I could burn a bit more fuel. And, give myself a chance to get through. But then, you'll see through here now, we're about 2.5 tenths down on Fernando Alonso, who's in P12. But then again, I hit the inside wall. And then I hit the exit wall again.
You've got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one.
And I just could not get that mistake out of my system. So I quickly went back to the pits. I took a chance. Unfortunately, the repair time was too long. And I actually missed the finish line by less than a second. And we didn't get a chance to go for another lap. So game over for us. And we are out in Q2 again. P16 for the 3rd race in succession. And a bit of a shame. I do think P13 was possible. I think that's where that would have been the maximum of our car around here. But still, the AI have been improved, and they're a lot quicker at Monaco, and it's not going to be as easy anymore. So, yeah, there we go then for qualifying P16, but we're going to try and turn it around in the race, so let's jump into it.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Raikkonen, Tsunoda, Martinez, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Lundgaard, Mazepin, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Let it be known, full disclaimer, it's currently very, very warm in Spain to the point where I'm recording this right now at 10:30 in the evening. So hopefully you guys appreciate the effort for these videos right now because the summer has hit hard and I am just melting hot in Spain right now. But we're going to push through and get this race in Monaco done. So currently P16 on the grid after qualifying. We had a very, very messy session as you saw. And we've got it all to do in the race. Now, overall, I am still feeling quite optimistic. I think strategy is going to play a big, big part in this race. The overcut is going to be massive for us. And the timing of the pit stop is going to be everything. So we need to try and avoid being stuck in trains, try and run in free air, and just do our pace, basically. So in order to do that, I've left my strategy options quite open. So we're going to start in the medium. The game wanted me to start in the hard type, but I refused. We're going to start in the medium, and that gives us the option of potentially going to softs later on, one stopping it. If not, then we'll switch to the hard tyre for a one stop. But I do want to try and have softs on for the second stint of the race. Also, Worth noting, fuel-wise, I'm going 1.5 under in this race. I'm going to take a bit of a gamble, and even though I can't control fuel loads, I'm going to hope that we can save fuel. Even though 1.5 under, we should be able to drive and save fuel as we drive along. If not, I'll lift and coast like crazy and get the fuel back. No rain expected, sunshine all the way through, so let's jump into it. The first order of business, though, is to have a very good first lap and see if we can gain any positions. Right, let's see how this goes. The lights are on. Let's try and get a nice clean start. 5 red lights at Monaco. And we are underway. Not a bad start, but not great. Not really making any progress right now. We're on the outside, so I've got to be careful. But we've actually found a bit of space here. We're going to get Sonoda, which is great. Lovely stuff. We've got Raikkonen and Ocon side by side here as we head up towards turn 3 and turn 4. Just going to bide my time. There we go. We're going to use that. Get them both up the inside of Ocon through Mirabeau. Now we're going to fall in line in this little train. So up to P13. Really awesome start. Exactly what we need to get ourselves right into this race. We've got Alonso in front on mediums and Ocon behind also on mediums. So we're in an Alpine sandwich. We've got Gasly ahead of Alonso. He's on softs. So I'm guessing someone who's done a mediums may have gone to the top 10. If not, then on paper we are the second place medium runner, which is really, really awesome and exactly what we want. So let's see if we can find pace. It does seem like the AI are a bit faster in this game around Monaco. They've finally seemingly worked on increasing their pace, so Monaco isn't going to be a walkover like it always has been in the past. So we're going to have to work for this, I think. So let's see how this goes. Struggling for grip there for the swimming pool, but end of lap 1 and we are in P13, and that is much better than I ever planned for. So let's see if we can try and keep the momentum going and make some progress. Oh my god, the car is super on edge though. Got to be careful. I don't want to drop out of DRS range. It's not critical around here, but still I'd like to stay within a second of Fernando if possible. Just to confirm, by the way, it's Lance Stroll ahead of Pierre Gasly, and I'm 90% sure Stroll is on the hard tyre, so that explains why already there's a gap starting to form to Sebastian Vettel in P9. So yeah, end of lap 2, we're right on the back of Alonso, and DRS is now enabled. We're about to drop Ocon actually out of DRS range, so very, very good start to the race so far. Happy with this.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I just made an adjustment to the brake bias as well before after the last moment I had. Moved from 55 to 56, and that's giving me a bit more front end, which is more like it. So we're looking good now, looking comfortable. Now it's all about, you know, planning the long game around here. This is all about strategy this race, so let's see if we can make something happen. Oh, we've got yellow.
Okay, clear.
Where is that yellow? I
Yellow flag.
think it's ahead. Yes, it is. It's Daniel Ricciardo out of the race. Oh, mate. Ricciardo out. That's going to be us up to P12 then. Regain another place. No sign of a safety car though. We've actually dropped out of the DRS of Alonso here. I'm trying to lift and coast on fuel. But Ricciardo out of the Monaco Grand Prix is going to be absolutely gutted with that. Let's make sure we don't fall away too much here from Fernando. Very good lap there. Personal best by nearly half a second. I was experimenting with some higher gears and actually worked out.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting. Does that mean in this year's game you can get a safety car because of debris on track? Okay, fair enough. Gasly just starting to drop away from Stroll now. I think those soft tyres are starting to drop a little bit. Alonso putting the pressure on now, so let's see if Fernando can find a way past Pierre Gasly here, and we'll try and use that as ammo to try and find a way past. Ooh, almost ran into the back of Fernando there. I am finding higher gears is working a lot better for me around here, so I'm not even using first anymore. I'm using second through Mirabeau and second through the Lowe's hairpin or the Fairmont hairpin, depending on what you want to call it. And even now, Le Nouveau Chicane, no lower than third gear. Higher gears seem to be working well. I get good car stability and balance, and it's good for exiters as well, for traction. I'm even using sixth through to back here when I was using fifth in qualifying, so yeah, the higher gear is working well. It's giving me more pace and just more confidence to push with the car. But I feel like I want to look for a move here. I'm just feeling I'm starting to get that confidence that you need around Monaco, and I'm slowly building it up. I think I want to pass Fernando before Gasly pits ideally. Fernando's getting super close to Pierre as we brush our nose against the back end of the Alpine. We're going to have a look up the inside though at the Lowe's hairpin. Yes, come on. Nice move. Absolutely perfect. We just about got 2 cars through there. Oops, hit the inside wall there. Got to be careful with that, with the floor damage nowadays. But crucial move because Gasly will pit and that will give us clean air. We can then go after Stroll, who's just ahead of us. So great timing on the overtake, and we're now up into P11. Cars in the pits. Sainz in there. Going for the hard time, the Ferrari. Gasly really struggling on these tyres now. I'm expecting him to pit this lap, to be honest. We'll see though what he does. I wonder if we can pass him. I don't think we've got enough straight line speed to really go for these kind of moves. I fancy it, but it's realistically I don't think it's going to happen. But you can really see PS struggling now on those soft tyres. They clearly don't last very long, so that's valuable information for us for this one-stop race that I'm trying to aim for. We'll see how the mediums get on, but obviously, oh, we both got out of shape there. Will Pierre pit this lap? Please pit. Get out of my way. No, you won't. Can I try and pass him here? Just can't quite get a traction there. Gonna try and have a look, but I'm not close enough. Oh, this could be it. This could be the one here. Oh, I had a little look around the outside there. Oh. Up the inside we go. Whew. That was a push and a half. That was a repeat of the Mazepin move in practice, but we've done it. P9. We've cleared the traffic on merit as well, not on strategy, on merit. So let's just drive away, man. We've got the tyres, we've got the pace. Let's go after Stroll. Looks like the majority of cars are pitting, and I think Gasly would have pit that lap anyways. But still, we've got the move done on track, on merit. That's what I want. Verstappen rejoining from, I'm guessing, P2, P3. I don't mind that, to be fair. We're going to have some nice clean air to push. Let's see if we can somehow match Verstappen's lap times. I don't know if we're that fast anymore on this year's game. I think they are a lot quicker, but still, I think we can definitely squeeze a bit of pace out of these tyres. Lando Norris in the pit lane. He's exiting right now, so we're just out ahead of him. Just starting to struggle on tyres slightly. Alonso is catching me back up, so seems like Fernando's got some good pace. I'm going to try and not use any ERS from now on. Just try and drive without it because I'm pretty low, and I want to try and charge some up for when we get to the pit stop phase. Oh my god. Whew. That was a scary one. Okay, I'm struggling for rear grip now. I'm only on 30% of rear tyres, but for some reason the car feels like trash. That's probably the downside of using time trial setups in a proper race. Nonetheless though, it's not going to dampen my spirits.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to go for the hard tyre. I don't think the one stop to the soft is possible. So yeah, we might as well go for it. There's no risk in running the hards, and also worth noting, I think we're net P6 right now. I think everyone in the top 10 is 2-stopping. I don't think a one-stop is possible from softs. So with that in mind, we are net P6 right now. Going to stretch by one more lap as Alonso and Ocon didn't pit. We'll box this lap though, 100%. Right, let's box this lap then. One last push for the swimming pool section. And we're going to say goodbye to these mediums and get rid of them. Into the pit entry we go. Do not speed. Oh, that was perfect. I was watching my speed in the bottom right because you don't get enough time to gauge your speed limiter. So, yeah, very happy with that. We've got Stroll right now ahead of Verstappen and Bottas, running up to Massenet right now on the hard tyre. So, my goal is to undercut him. So, let's see.
Complete. Go now.
We're out behind the Ferraris. We're going to get clear track, which is crucial.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So clear track, that's really, really important. We've got a 5-second window ahead. And that's more or less where Stroll was. So we're going to have a couple of laps here to try and undercut Lance Stroll right now, who's running in, I believe, a net P3. Well, not net P3, but in P3, ahead of Bottas and Verstappen. Well, to be fair, it could actually be net if Bottas and Verstappen 2-stop. So, yeah, right now he's on worn hard. So let's push straight out of the blocks on these. And it seems like I've got very good race pace, so I want to use it.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Incident on track. We don't know what it is. There was Alonso. We've actually pulled out a fairly decent gap, actually, 2.5 seconds in just one lap. So good thing we covered off the undercut from Fernando. And if that's a reference, then that's massive for us, potentially undercutting Stroll. Well, I'll say that. Stroll's ahead of us, 4 seconds ahead. So there goes my hope. Approaching a yellow flag zone, though. Or is the yellow flag behind us? I think it's behind us, actually. Yeah, it's behind us. Could we get a safety car here? Let's stay on board for a second. Christian Lundgaard. Oh no, our teammate's out of the race. Oh, that's the worst possible scenario. Christian Lundgaard out of the Monaco Grand Prix. So we're down to 20 cars. But no safety car. Still yet to see one of those in this Career Series. We've had a few retirements, but still no safety car. Let's get after Stroll then. Let's see if we can close the gap to the Aston Martin. Plenty of cars in the pits there. And we're now back up into P9. So back to where we were. This is net position right now, because we're going to the end of the race. Remember that. Personal best into the 111s. Alonso's catching me though. Well, to be fair, on that lap I actually pulled away a little bit. Not really getting on the cars ahead. Just kind of matching their pace really. I think we're going to pick up both Ferraris and I think maybe Lando for net position. I know both Ferraris definitely, because they went into the mediums a long time ago and they have to two-stop. What a lap that was. That felt insane. I'm going to push here to the line. Use the rest of the battery up through there. 11.6. That felt great. I can see the cars ahead now. And the gap to Alonso back over 2 seconds. I think me and Fernando are literally identical for pace, to be honest, now. At this stage of the race. But the Ferraris are starting to go a bit on the downside now with the pace on their tyres. I'm driving so well though. I'm really, really in the zone. The best I've felt in this game. Just got the car completely in the sweet spot. Loving it. Good fun. I do need to start saving a bit of fuel though. We've only saved half of what we started with over the whole race. And we've only got just over 10 laps left. So I need to start lifting and coasting a little bit. So we're going to start working on that now. I'm starting to wonder if the Ferrari is actually going to pit. I thought they would have pit by now. All the potential two-stoppers. They're going a long way on those mediums if they're not two-stopping. Final 10 laps of the race though. I'm fuel saving quite heavily now. It looks like everyone's going to make it on their tyres. There's going to be no two-stoppers. So it's going to be P9 for us, I think. I'm hoping to save a bit of fuel so that in the last couple laps I can push and try and close back up to the Ferraris, because I think they're struggling on their tyres quite badly now, but I need to save this fuel. Hopefully one more lap of fuel saving after this. There we go. Fuel back on target. Now we can push a little bit for a couple of laps. Let's see if we can close back up to the cars ahead. Surely the Ferraris must be struggling on tyres. Matching my personal best on that lap. There's a warning. First one of the race for corner cutting. I was going to say, I'm in the groove right now. We're dropping Alonso. Let's try and get this pace up if we can. This is excellent so far. Here we are then, last lap of the race. Hamilton wins. 3 in a row for Lewis. Absolutely insane. What a start to the season for the 7 times world champion. And we make our way through the final few corners now. In the end, we've actually comfortably done it. 3.6 gap to Alonso. When we ran our pace, we was actually pretty quick, but we had to save fuel, and that's the downside of underfueling. Nonetheless, though, P9 points again. We'll take that.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it then for another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats the whole time, but they've come through to take a stunning victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, there it is. Confirmation of the P9 and points. Back-to-back races for us. Really happy with that. Lewis Hamilton picks up the win ahead of Sergio Perez in second place, and Valtteri Bottas P3 for Mercedes with a fastest lap. So Perez having a pretty strong performance in second. Verstappen P4 missing out on the podium. Lando Norris P5 in the first of the McLarens. Another great race from Lando. Both Ferraris in the points. They only had 1 point after the first 2 races. They've got a bunch of them today with Sainz and Leclerc in the top 7. Lance Stroll P8, we finish in P9 ahead of Alonso, who scores the final point. And then missing out on the top 10, Ocon, Raikkonen, Gasly, Tsunoda, Vettel, Russell, Mazepin, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Latifi, and then Lundgaard and Ricciardo out of the race. We look at the standings, and after 3 rounds, we are currently P12. We do lose 2 places to both Ferrari drivers, but still 4 points to our name. I will happily take that. Out front, Hamilton, 75 out of 75, 3 race wins in a row for him. And then we look at the constructors. We drop down to 7th place as Ferrari overtake us here today, but still, it's going pretty well, and hopefully Lundgaard can try to improve in the next couple of races. But guys, that is it from me in Monaco here today, and we're now going to go for some more upgrades heading into round 4, which I believe is Canada. Well, after that race, we now have our first rival, Yuki Tsunoda. We outscore him by 2 points, and we take an early lead, which I'm very happy about. And we're going to see if we can try and beat him. I feel pretty optimistic we can do that. I think if we keep bringing in the upgrades, we're going to be looking pretty decent. In terms of acclaim, you can see things are looking pretty good as well. And slowly but surely leveling up. And yeah, we're now level 4. Lundgaard now level 6. We get the payout as well from our brand new Zaneto sponsor, which is awesome. So yeah, all round, happy days. A bit of damage here and there as well, which is not going to help. But generally a strong weekend. And our total cash is up to 2.5 million now, which is awesome. Now we're back in the office, and straight away we have a marketing department event. So let's jump into it and let's see what it's all about.
Okay, now this is an interesting one.
So it says this is a tour offer, and it says famous action movie star and closet F1 fan Clay Donovan is going to be a local for the next few weeks, shooting pickups for an upcoming project. His agent's been in touch asking, quite politely for a Hollywood type, I might add, whether we permit him to take a tour of the factory. This could be quite the coup for us in terms of publicity. What do you reckon? I think it is a 100k hit, but the acclaim we'd gain from that as a team would be massive, so I will happily take that. We're going to accept. But we can now move back into more important matters and back into business. Now, first and foremost, we have about 2 weeks until the next race in Baku, which is round 4, so not Canada. I was wrong about that. In terms of activities, if we have a little look, we're going to go and make sure we pad this out a little bit. So first and foremost, simulator training for, of course, our teammate. We're then going to go ahead and do a bit of driver promotion filming, which is going to be another bit of acclaim. Then after that, I'm thinking a sponsor event, more team acclaim, which is good for sponsors. I'm trying to bring those in. And then we've got 4 days left. Now, looking at the options we have, I feel like realistically aerodynamics equipment upgrade is probably the one to go, because it doesn't affect departments. It only boosts the aerodynamics and gives us a couple more resource points as well. And yeah, we've now got a pretty packed out schedule, but we're not done yet. We're going to go ahead and spend some R&D points. Now, looking at the departments, aerodynamics wise, we're looking pretty decent. You know, we've got a few things here that are being worked on. Obviously the capacity's been maxed out here. We then look at the chassis. Let's have a look, see what we have here. So looks like there's nothing in the works. We're waiting for a spec 1. So we might have to look at that, to be fair. I think we're going to have to do something about that. So chassis fabrication 2.2 mil. This would drain our budget completely, but it would help us level up a little bit. I'm going to go for it. We're going to put this on now. It leaves me only with 130k, but hopefully we can earn some money. But this is an investment worthwhile. So yeah, I think, can I maybe do an engine upgrade possibly? Spark plugs on the way, so we can't do that either. Yeah, it looks like we can't really do anything right now, realistically. Durability we could probably work on. I don't mind, to be fair. It's not the worst thing in the world. So I think we're going to go for some ICE work. 64% discount on this one, by the way. Absolutely insane. So that's going to be a steal. We're going to get that on straight away. Can we squeeze another upgrade on there, or is the capacity going to be maxed out? Okay, no, we can put another one on there. Nice. And I think that's going to be it, I think, for now. Yeah, we'll take that. Not bad. Decent, productive work. We'll take that. We're now going to skip all the way to the next race, and hopefully everything goes well. And there we go. Everything has gone according to plan. We're now back up to $610,000, so we've got most of the money back now, and we're kind of away from that danger zone. 760 R&D points as well, and we're level 7 on Team Acclaim, which is awesome. So things are looking pretty decent, guys, and we're fast tracking some good progress, and the next race is going to be round 4 in Baku. But if you enjoyed this episode, guys, feel free to leave a like. It really helps me out and lets me know that you guys are loving the content. So let's try and smash 1,500 likes on this one. Subscribe for more daily F1 content, guys, and we're on the way to 70k subs, so any help would be massively appreciated. And as always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them, and I'll see you guys next time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.